Good evening, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to us. Well, mainly, of course, to our two guests, actually. I'm very happy to be joined here by Angela Meade and Jamie Barton, who just recorded their recital and rushed over here in their wonderful concert gowns. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having us.
Definitely our pleasure.
No, it's really wonderful to have you here. I wanted to ask you given the COVID situation, how much singing have you been doing in the last months? How was this experience here on our stage? What else have you been doing? Maybe that's not a nice question because maybe the answer is not so uplifting, but please.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Well, I will tell you the truth. I have been doing the bare minimum of singing.
I'd say that's true for me too.
Yeah. I think it's true for a lot of us who are, have been in the career and going full force for years, quite honestly. This provided an opportunity in a way to take a little rest. Which I think has been good for the creative brain, but it definitely presented some challenges in singing, and the little bits of singing that I've been doing during the pandemic have definitely shown me that there's a little bit of muscle that I've got to get back in line.
Yes, I was just saying to Jamie yesterday that afterwards, my sides sort of hurt a little bit because we hadn't supported through that many pieces in so long that I was like, oh, hello. Nice to see you again, muscles. Yeah, we were also joking that we both said before the pandemic hit, oh, we both wished for a little vacation. Well, clearly the world was listening.
Little did you know.
Little did we know.
To be clear, neither one of us asked for a pandemic.
No,
Okay,
definitely not
good. So
pandemic.
we can't blame you for that.
No, not our fault.
No.
No hate mail, please.
No, please. How did you, you've sung a lot together, but are there any pieces that you sang today here in this recording for this recital that you had not done together?
We had not done the Ana Bolena together. She and I have both sung Ana Bolena several times, but never together.
That's true, and we also had never done Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better.
Well, that as well, but we did do our little sisters duet one time on the Supreme Court concert a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to get to put that one together, same as this one. I mean, especially to bring in something like the Ana Bolena duet, which is such a, gosh, what an amazing piece.
It's long and it's an incredible emotional roller coaster.
Absolutely.
It's a strong moment between the two of you, between your two characters. I have to say I enjoyed it a lot, and it was fantastic to hear music again in McCaw Hall, to see singers on our stage and hear music in McCaw Hall. How was it for you to come back here after quite a while?
My soul was so happy afterwards.
Yeah, no, it's not only just such an amazing thing to be able to be back at the Seattle Opera, to be back on a stage, to be back with other musicians, but particularly to get to sing with somebody I consider my sister in this career. In a way, we've done so much together. Mm-hmm. We met at such an early stage in the career. So to be able to do that is just it feels like the perfect introduction back to performing.
I would 100% agree. Seattle Opera, I love coming here. Some of you may know I'm from the area, and so being able to sort of come home, it's like coming home here. And to sing with Jamie also feels like coming home because we've done so many things together and, like she said, met so early in our careers. It's just a wonderful experience.
Oh, keep coming home anytime. We'll be happy, and our audiences too, to see you here
anytime,
frequently.
I consider Seattle to be a home of mine, so we'll come home to this home anytime you want to have us.
Okay, lots of witnesses, so we'll have to find something for you to be back. Who had the idea to do the Anything I Can Do? You can do, I can do better, because you made an arrangement. I think your husband made the arrangement, Angela?
He did. So Jamie and I were discussing kind of what duets to do, and we wanted to do some serious things, a la the Norma and the Ana Bolena, but then we were like, what do we want to do that's sort of fun, that's, sort of the opposite side of the wall or the other box? And we had already done the sisters, and so we were like, well, what else can we do? Bosom buddies. We were like, Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better. but I kind of wanted to like change it up a little so it wasn't exactly as it was written. And my husband, who is also a singer and an amazing arranger and transposition person, decided to, we sort of brainstormed some lyrics and flew them by Jamie, and that's what we came up with.
It was kind of hilarious getting the music for the first time and seeing, like, I have sung in Munich in a stellar tunic. We were like, okay, this is going to be cheesy fun. This is Cheese Whiz. And I'm so here for Cheese Whiz on programs that are so serious.
Oh,
you know?
I think we need a little cheese with an intelligent humor, because frankly, it's really smart and fun and great to listen to you, and you two having fun with the text and with each other singing that.
Yeah, and we just, there's so much Sturm und Drang going on right now with with the pandemic and anything. It's nice to be able to do something lighter,
Yeah, absolutely.
something fun.
You
No,
know,
I agree. We hear this also from our audience sometimes when we do check or engage with our audience, that they want something light. I mean, opera tends to be a bit on the heavy and tragic side anyway, but there's lightness also in opera.
absolutely. I mean,
Show it.
Music in so many ways can be galvanizing and can, really get people to do or be things. But at the same time, I also think it's therapy. And some of therapy is escapism. Some of it is
Absolutely.
just enjoying it and having a good time. And it's just, if we're talking about frenemies, these duets being kind of frenemies duets, it's nice to have a little bit of the friend element in
Sure.
those, especially operatic frenemy duets.
I love that. Do you enjoy comedy? I mean, both in your repertoire, you have mainly rather heavy, serious, dramatic, loving and dying characters. But do you enjoy the comedy? Would you like to do more?
Definitely. I mean, first time I ever did Falstaff, one of my reviews was like, "Who knew Angela Meade was funny? She sings so much serious music all the time." But Jamie and I are both quirky and we're funny and like big kids, so we definitely. I mean, I speak for myself. I like to do comedy.
Oh, totally. I mean, I feel like we're big kids that sing big opera. Like,
Totally.
We both sing Verdi. I sing Wagner. Like, we both get pigeonholed into this little niche that says, well, clearly she's got to be super dramatic and
Right.
only sing the dramatic stuff. But man, I love doing comedy. I really, really love it. I wish there was more out there for this kind of, for our kind of voices.
Totally.
you know?
Jamie and I were joking that we should do a Falstaff together as Alice and Meg.
Oh dear. That better be a great Falstaff if it stand up to the two of you. Wow. Not
That
for the
would be fun.
faint-hearted.
That
Yep.
would be fun. We'd give him a run for his money for sure.
We would.
No, but you're right. Sometimes people get pigeonholed, and maybe it's also lack of fantasy on the side of the theatres. I mean, all of us. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves, there's more to any artist than what we might have seen frequently, and also have the conversation and see what else you want to do.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
Absolutely.
because your agents are great and wonderful, but the direct dialogue, I think,
Yeah.
gives the best results and ideas.
For
I just
sure.
wish there was more comedy beyond like the Rossini kind of
Yeah.
comedy, because quite honestly, my voice just doesn't move in that kind of way. Rossini
You don't
is
want to
just-
sing Rosina?
God bless no. I have so many mezzo and soprano colleagues who I support wholeheartedly singing Rosina. But
I would come and see it, though. If she sang Rosina, we'll go. Huh?
oh,
Yeah, we'll come and see you.
You guys can, as long as you bring me a martini afterwards to soothe my aches from having to sing all that coloratura.
No problem. I will do that.
Fabulous. Everybody heard that.
Deal.
Everybody
Deal.
heard that.
Yeah, because in the comedy, then if you go away from Rossini, then you go into musical and
Yeah.
Which I
We-
love, honestly.
I do too.
Yeah.
But I think we need more comic operas.
Yeah,
I
there's a
agree.
few, Donizetti and of course Falstaff and things, but
Falstaff, but
there's just
yeah.
not. I mean, the canon for comedic operas is just so much smaller.
All those Baroque comedic operas.
Yes.
I think your frenemy ideas, maybe you need to create certain duets and certain comedy moments.
I mean, not no.
I
think
mean,
that would
not
be-
that's true. Not no.
Did you actually change the program when you knew that what was originally planned got canceled, obviously, because we cannot have an audience, and you knew it was going to be recorded? Was it the same program, or did you adjust anything?
No, I think it was the same.
The same one, yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, why not bring what program that we would have if there was an audience in-house to an audience that is in their own home, you know? There's no reason to change it, in my humble opinion.
Good.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you didn't change it. What was the encore?
We didn't have an encore.
Well, I mean, I guess, are we supposed to say what the encore is? I mean, I guess technically the encore was the last Norma duet, technically.
Technically speaking, I suppose.
So I guess the program ends with Anything You Can Do.
Please let it end with that.
It does. I believe it does.
And then you throw in this showpiece for both of you, the duet from Norma. Well done. Great. You
little ditty.
dedicated this recital to Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Any specific reason from your end?
Well, our very first duo recital was actually held at the Supreme Court. Ruth Bader Ginsburg had us in to sing, November of
2015.
2015, I believe you're right. And we
Where we were singing Norma in LA during the time, and we hopped on a plane and came to DC and did the recital in between
RBG
performances.
called and you came.
She called and we jumped.
That recital series is something that she started at the Supreme Court,
it's-
and she managed to kind of gently force her colleagues to come to all of those recitals. Not sure if they all wanted to be there, but they came.
Well, you know, it was right before Thanksgiving that we did this recital, and not all of the justices were there, but a lot of them were. And we had an incredible time. I mean, both of us had family members there, and I think I speak for the both of us when I say that it was, out of my career, it was maybe one of the most important and moving moments. You know, how many people get to not only do a recital for the justices and their guests, but they shut down the Supreme Court for the day. You know, and then to be able to have dinner with Ruth Bader Ginsburg and so many things. It was just, 4 or 5 months after the marriage equality had passed. So I got to thank her as a woman and as a queer woman for her work on that and for her work on a million different things. It took a couple of glasses of wine to get my courage up to do that. But it was just an amazing opportunity. And so when we were coming back around to planning this program, we knew that, you know, when she passed, we texted each other that night.
We were both devastated.
Yeah, and it just seemed like the most fitting thing to honor her legacy with something that was something she loved so much.
She would have enjoyed this.
Yeah, she
No
absolutely would
question.
have. And I, of course, have a special connection to her because my husband and I were married by her, also in 2015, in her chambers. So we have that extra.
That is special.
Yeah.
That
it
is
was-
absolutely special, and you're if a small group of people that had this honor and that opportunity, actually.
Yeah.
I think those are great reasons to dedicate this to RBG, actually.
The notorious RBG.
The notorious RBG.
Notorious.
I mean, who would have ever thought that a little soft-spoken lady, brilliant as she was,
Absolutely.
would become sort of a rock star? I mean, the adoration, the respect that she had in general was really, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. She garnered that respect by the work she did. 1000%.
Absolutely.
So it's our honor to be able to dedicate this to her, and with thanks to you guys for letting us do
Yes. Thank you.
We're happy that you're here, absolutely, and I hope our audiences will have fun and will enjoy this. Now the trick question, or maybe the dreaded question for all of us, what do you think is going to happen in the next months? When would you feel again comfortable to step on a stage with colleagues and chorus and an orchestra in the pit? Of course, the orchestra in the pit is very concerned about singers sort of singing over them,
Yes.
so which I understand, but what do you hope and what are your expectations?
I mean, I personally, if there's a vaccine, which I hope is soon, I think probably then, give it in a full production with chorus, with orchestra in the pit, with costumes and staging and everything else. Until then, what we did now is perfectly acceptable, and the safety measures here were impeccable, and we felt very safe, and going forward with something like that is totally fine. But a full done thing, I think not till there's a vaccine, at least for myself.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the vaccine is going to be key to being able to get back to normal, whatever the next step of normal is.
Yeah.
But I will take it one step further and just say that I think, quite honestly, being able to do this, having this with all of the safety measures in place is actually, it's not just even okay, it is okay, it's brilliant.
No, it's totally brilliant.
You know, it's really brilliant. But I honestly, I would not have, if I had known that we would be where we are with COVID right now, I wouldn't have expected to be able to come in and do this. This is the first contract since March that hasn't canceled.
Or that hasn't been a virtual, that you weren't there, that you
Yeah.
recorded
Yeah.
at home or
Yeah.
somewhere in the city you live.
Yeah. So it's really extraordinary, actually. And if we have to keep on taking steps from this place to
Yes.
get back to normal, and I agree, I think after a vaccine, that's going to be when it's safe, then I am all about that particular journey, because I think that keeps the art going. And I think we need that. I think there are so many reasons that people need that beauty and that entertainment in their life, and it's just wonderful to get to do
this. It's been around for over 2,000 years that people, not opera as such, but that people wanted live experiences, live plays, live events. And I do appreciate, thank you very much for saying that you felt safe, because we worked a lot over the summer with health professionals and with the unions to create a protocol that is safe under the circumstances. And I'm really grateful that and relieved that you felt that it was safe.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
definitely.
even gave me one of those duckbill-looking masks that I don't.
Yes, the singer
the
mask.
singer mask that I won't suck in when I take the Verdi-sized breaths trying to sing. No, I mean, per usual, anytime I'm here at the Seattle Opera, the people that we work with every angle of this opera house are always here for our safety and for our care, and that hasn't shifted one iota with this pandemic. You know, that's a testament to you guys and the operation you have.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Now we have a great and caring crew and members at all levels that really and all want to perform or want you to perform, so that they can actually do their work and make the show, the recital, the music possible. And I think we have to push it. We have to continue with that attempt to make something. For me, actually, not doing anything is not an option. And if we have to cut things and have to, like we did for the Elixir recently, test people every 3 days, but whatever it takes to do it, I would do it. What would you like to do ideally next? If you had your wish and in 3 months, well, let's say 4 months, you could do your dream role, which one would that be?
Oh Lord, Jamie, do you know?
Hi. I mean, dream role, you and I have talked about this before, Carmen. I want to do a Carmen. I want to do a Carmen so bad. I want to do a Carmen that explores the idea that a woman is not only worthy if she is beautiful. You know, that a woman's power can come from so many different aspects of her life.
Well, and beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Absolutely.
I mean, beautiful doesn't just, it's not just Sophia Loren, which is, striking, granted, but there are many women and many attractive and beautiful women.
Yes. I think of Frida Kahlo when I think of Carmen. She's the first person that comes to mind, who was striking and magnetic and beautiful and talented and powerful and all of these things that I attribute with Carmen. But yeah, Carmen, man, if I had a dream role, right now, that would be my dream role.
My
Okay.
dream role is to come and be Jamie's Michaela.
Oh, watch what you wish for,
Boy, I don't know. Ballo. I would love to do a ballo. I have not yet done it and would like to do that.
You would be a killer, Amelia.
Thank you.
That was fantastic. You told me that that's the first time that you sang the aria. The Moreau was for the first
Yes.
time. Amazing. I can't believe you haven't sung Ballo yet. And
I
it
kind of
just
put it on the
sounded-
back burner. People kept asking, and I was like, I don't know. I think it might be a little early. And then now, in the last couple of years, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd really like to do it. I have some on the books, but really yet to see if they're going to happen because of the pandemic. So, yeah, after singing the aria, I am in love with it.
It sounded stunning. And it's a difficult aria, but so beautiful.
Yes, so heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
I think we're in love with it too. You should definitely do that.
Should I keep it?
You should keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It-
Thanks.
We are majority here, so yes. Well, let's just finish here because you worked hard yesterday and today recording your program and repeating sometimes and getting it really perfect. I think it is perfect and striking and exciting also. And I really would like to thank you for being here, for being in our theater, and for having taken the time for this chat. So thank you very much, and all the best going forward to you and to all of us, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much for having us.
Indeed. Truly. Thank you.